This was, without question, the greatest November skiing either of us have ever experienced. Between the two of us, we racked up 8 days this November at 8 mountains, skiing a mix of peak season conditions, some of the softest artificial snow we've ever experienced, and some in between. Though it was a slow start, rounds upon rounds of big November storms had ski resorts dropping ropes like flies. Here are some of the highlights of our early season. We kicked off the 24th season by hitting Arapahoe Basin and Keystone on their opening day. Both each just had one run, and while A Basin's was short and icy, Keystone's was soft, carvable, and plenty long. Keystone did suffer from some fairly bad lift lines, but the stoke had never been higher, and the vibes were all time. Keystone was so good that we went back the next day. Next up, we visited Eldora for their opening day, which ended up being over a week earlier than their scheduled opening due to a large snowstorm. Their snow was admittedly fairly icy, and there was one stretch of International that got extremely busy from time to time. Nonetheless, it was once again good fun and vibes. Next after that was Wolf Creek. Due to their southerly location relative to the other resorts, they got significantly more snow than the other mountains, over 20 inches from that same storm that helped push Eldora to open. Due to this massive accumulation, they had all lifts and 95% of their terrain open. It's not often that you get to ski legitimate chutes in November, but we were lucky enough to get to. This day at Wolf Creek on November 9th was the absolute pinnacle of our early season experience so far. Enough talking. A few days after Wolf Creek, we checked out Winter Park. Their selection of runs was paltry, but the mountain was absolutely desolate and it started snowing in the afternoon. They did have one extremely short section of trees open that was quite fun, but other than that, it was fairly standard early season. A little over a week later, we visited Vail and Copper Mountain. This was another of the excellent days, ranking up there with Wolf Creek. While we were a day too early for a significant amount of terrain opening, which occurred the day after for both resorts, we caught some rope drops and lots of pristine corduroy at Vail. What was open at Vail was skiing like peak season, and while we were a bit disappointed that they were saving some of the best runs for the weekend warriors, it was still an overall excellent morning. In the afternoon, there was no powder or cord left at Copper, but it was nonetheless also excellent. It had a true mogul run and some above treeline terrain open, both of which are practically unheard of for November. While the lower mountain run was a bit icy, between the upper mountain and an excellent morning at Vail, this was easily the third best day of our November. weekend after Thanksgiving, we were able to visit Palisades Tahoe, who had just had an early opening. While the Palisades side had minimal options, the Alpine side had a plethora of choices, so we stuck to that side for the duration of our visit. This was the second best day of the entire early season, allowing us to ski legitimate extremes, bowls, and all sorts of other off-piste. This is what Alpine is known for, but very rarely in November. This day was yet another absolute treat that we were extremely lucky to experience.
I'm alone, I'm alright. So
Typically, November skiing is limited to 1 or 2 icy groomers at each mountain. This year, storm after storm has allowed for powder days, early openings, chunk rope drops, and all sorts of other things that are typically reserved for January. While this may not be quite to the level of historic, for us, it was by far our best early season ever. Thank you all so much for watching. All my love, I'm out.